Did you know you might be losing muscle, strength, and youthfulness even while thinking you eat well? What if the root of your fatigue, chronic pain, sagging skin, hair loss, and even lack of focus at work came down to a simple mistake: missing the right amino acids? Today, two doctors will reveal why almost everyone is deficient in essential proteins and what they discovered that completely changed their patients' results. In this analysis of the conversations, you'll learn why so many diets fail, why you lose muscle instead of fat, and how a specific amino acid blend has been used with athletes, frail older adults, and even severely ill babies. Now stay until the end, because the doctors will answer whether it's possible to maintain lean mass, a sharp brain, and high energy after 40, even with little time to train.
The most important questions about protein, aging, and muscle loss will be answered today, in an analysis with our experts of a direct conversation between two of the most controversial and respected physicians in integrative medicine, Dr. David Minkoff and Dr. Frank Shallenberger.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive, where we take your stack of sources and really distill them into the essential knowledge you need to optimize your world, or, in this case, your body. Today, we are cracking open the foundational alphabet of human life, essential amino acids. And we really took a hard look at the research, which, it so often gets focused only on muscle building and athletic gains. Our mission today is to show you why thinking of AAs as just a gym supplement is missing the entire magnificent picture. This is about the unseen engine of repair.
It really is. And if we're going to get to the heart of that, we have to start with the most critical insight from all the sources. It's just not enough to consume protein or even to consume amino acids. The body needs them in a very precise, balanced ratio.
Okay.
Yeah. If that ratio is wrong, the body can't synthesize the protein it needs efficiently. It just metabolizes the excess and excretes it. It's just waste.
So it's not about quantity, it's about the specific formula.
That balance is the non-negotiable factor we really need to focus on.
So, this idea that AAs are only for optimizing weightlifting, it's just missing the point. We're talking about like the cellular maintenance crew.
Absolutely. Let's define the building blocks real quick. Amino acids are the precursors for all proteins in the body. And what defines them chemically is the inclusion of nitrogen.
The amino group.
Exactly. That's what allows them to be strung together into these incredibly complex structures.
And when you say all proteins, that sounds so vast. Can you give us a couple of examples of what the body is constantly building with these things?
Well, we mean everything. Hair, skin, muscle, your liver cells, enzymes, hormones. I mean, just think about the variety there.
Right.
A thyroid hormone is just a single amino acid, tyrosine, with some iodine attached to it.
Wow, that's simple.
But then you compare that to something like a single strand of skeletal muscle, which is about 455 amino acids long. The body uses 22 different types of AAs.
Like an alphabet.
It's exactly like an alphabet. It uses them to construct, something like 50,000 different proteins it needs just to function.
And out of those 22, we have the essential 8. So why are these...
Quickly, 10-second pause. If you feel like you're losing muscle mass as you get older, there's a smarter way to give your body the raw materials it needs. Advanced Amino is a supplement with all 8 essential amino acids, not just 3 like many BCAAs, designed to help your body build muscle protein with less waste and to support performance and recovery. If you want to see the details on how to buy it, the official link is in the video description. Thank you very much. Now let's get back to the analysis.
Is 8 so special?
Because the human body cannot make them. It just can't manufacture them from other sources. You have to get them from your diet.
Okay.
And this is where the proprietary blend we've been looking at, let's just call it PA for short. This is where it's so revolutionary. If you get those 8 essential AAs in this perfect researched ratio, the body can then efficiently synthesize the other 14 non-essential ones itself. It's the ultimate metabolic hack.
Okay, wait. I'm guessing a lot of people listening who, eat a pretty standard diet, maybe chicken or steak every day, they're probably thinking, I'm getting all of those already.
That's a great question. And the sources point to 2 major issues with that idea. But first, a quick note on the sourcing of this specific blend, PA. Right. It's 100% vegan. It's derived from vegetable sources or even specialized bacteria. And this is important because a lot of commercial AA supplements, sadly, they get their materials from things like animal feathers.
Feathers. Yikes. Okay.
So this vegan sourcing means it delivers that perfect ratio without animal products, which is, particularly relevant for the demographic that historically struggled the most.
I mean, like that vegan triathlete the sources mentioned?
Exactly. She was breaking down late in races, feeling chronically under-recovered. It made total sense. She starts taking PA, and within 6 to 8 weeks, she felt an incredible difference.
Better recovery, could train harder.
Right. And it just proves the theory that simply eating enough plant protein doesn't guarantee you're getting that perfect ratio for maximum synthesis.
Which brings us to the core question for, the everyday person listening. If it helps a high-performance athlete that much, what about the rest of us? Why are we potentially deficient?
The answer is in a concept called protein turnover. Your body is a constant construction site. I mean, every second, muscle, bone, skin, hair, your intestinal lining, it all being broken down and rebuilt.
That remodeling process is what keeps us young and healthy, basically.
It's the definition of it. But if the right amino acids aren't there at the right time, the replacement structures are compromised. They're built with inferior materials.
And that leads to some major failures. The example that really stood out to me from the research was the intestinal lining. It's supposed to turn over completely every 3 or 4 days.
Right. It's a very rapid process.
Yeah.
But if your AA supply is poor, that turnover time can stretch to 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And you end up with a structure that is fundamentally weak. That's the definition of a leaky gut. It can't screen nutrients properly, can't produce the enzymes it needs to.
But the bigger issue, I think, and this one impacts so many people, is just compromised digestion. We have this epidemic of stomach acid blocking medication.
No, absolutely.
We're talking Zantac, Nexium, Tagamet. The data in the sources was just staggering. Over 20 million prescriptions written monthly.
20 million a month. And that doesn't even count over-the-counter sales. So think about the scale of that.
Yeah.
We are systematically blocking the acid environment that is critical for protein digestion.
You need that acid to start breaking it down.
You do. So that enzymes like chymotrypsin and trypsin can come in and fully convert it into usable amino acids.
And here's the vicious cycle that the sources laid out so clearly. You need enzymes to digest protein. But those enzymes are themselves made out of amino acids.
There it is.
So if you lack AAs, you can't make the enzymes. If you can't make the enzymes, you can't digest the protein. You're just stuck in a worsening deficiency loop.
Precisely. You're starving the system even if you think you're eating well. And the elegant solution the PA offers is that it completely bypasses that problem.
It doesn't need the acid or the enzymes.
Not at all. Because the AAs are already separated. They're in their basic form. They get absorbed directly into the body within about 23 minutes, according to the studies.
Yeah.
It solves that loop instantly.
Okay, let's connect that mechanism to the wider benefits, because this goes so far beyond just gut health or muscle. Let's talk about the brain.
Right.
If AAs are the basis for neurotransmitters, are the sources suggesting that a lot of common mood disorders could be, at their core, a deficiency problem?
That is the clear implication. I mean, every major neurotransmitter, serotonin, melatonin, dopamine, they all require specific amino acids. Tryptophan, for instance, is the precursor for both serotonin and melatonin.
So if you don't have the building block?
You can't produce the hormone. It doesn't matter what your psychological state is.
The anecdote here was just so powerful. The physician in Hawaii who used PA with patients in a residential home?
Yes, these were individuals who were too weak or mentally compromised to care for themselves.
And by giving them 10 tablets a day, he saw patients regain enough mental and physical capacity, like being able to bathe themselves, feed themselves, that some of them could actually go home.
It just suggests that we're often treating the symptoms of a deficiency, not the root cause, which is a lack of raw materials.
Let's connect this to another critical function: detoxification.
Okay.
We live in an environment saturated with, over 80,000 industrial chemicals, pesticides, dyes.
It's a toxic soup. And detoxification is an enzyme-driven process. The enzymes that break down and remove all that junk, they're proteins. They're built from amino acids.
So if your AA supply is low, your detox engine is just sluggish. The toxins stick around longer.
Exactly. And your immune system takes a huge hit, too. The research noted that after intense physical effort, like a marathon,
or even just a really hard week of travel.
Yeah, that too. The body demands AAs for muscle and tendon repair.
Yeah.
It pulls those resources away from the immune system, and you get what they called an immune sag.
Where you suddenly get sick right after the event.
That's it. But the key was prevention. They found that just extra dosing 3 times a day for 3 days post-event, it replenished the supply, and it completely prevented that dip in immune function.
Okay, let me introduce some friction here on the structural stuff.
Yeah.
People are very worried about bone density, osteopenia and osteoporosis.
Right.
So if that's the concern, why wouldn't a standard collagen supplement or just a protein shake work just as well as this PA blend?
That's an excellent point because people often lump all protein sources together. Bone is about 50% protein collagen and 50% mineral.
Okay.
If your AA deficiency leads to a poor collagen structure, that mineral, the calcium, it has nothing to stick to. You end up with weak bones no matter how much calcium you take.
I see. It's the framework.
It's the framework. Now, as for why standard powders or bone broth are inferior, it's because they have to go through that whole compromised digestive process we just talked about.
Right.
They were roughly maybe 1/3, 33% converted into actual body protein. The rest becomes nitrogenous waste.
Whereas PA, because of its pure balanced ratio,
Is 99% converted into body protein.
that's a massive efficiency difference. You're getting 3 times the building material per gram.
Precisely. And we should also touch on weight management. PA is extremely low calorie. 10 tablets is only 4 calories.
4 calories.
Yeah. And studies show that on intense calorie-restricted diets, people who didn't supplement lost a ton of lean body mass. For every 4 pounds they lost, 1 pound was critical muscle or bone.
But PA prevented that entirely.
It did. It allowed them to preserve that lean mass while still shedding fat. And crucially, for anyone doing keto or fasting, it will not break ketosis. It doesn't raise your blood sugar like most proteins do.
So you can feed the repair engine while you're fasting. That's a game changer.
And that healing capacity, it can be astonishing. The most dramatic case was that 8-month-old baby, born with her intestines outside her body.
After surgery, she couldn't process protein. She weighed only 8 pounds at 8 months old.
A critical state, it is. But they started crushing just 2 PA tablets into sugar water, twice a day.
And what happened?
The baby started gaining a pound a week. By age 2, she had achieved normal size and development. It just shows when you deliver the building blocks perfectly, the body knows exactly what to do.
So we've established the power and the mechanism. How do we make sure we maximize its effectiveness? The critical rule is all about timing, right? To get that 99% conversion.
It must be taken on a truly empty stomach. Absolutely cannot be taken with fat or other proteins. No steak, no chicken, no buttered broccoli.
Mixing it just kills the absorption.
It slows digestion, and the other food components literally bind up the unique blend, which prevents that rapid impact.
Okay, so food is the enemy here, but water, juice, or a sports drink. Sugar is okay.
Correct. Sugar isn't a protein or a fat, so it doesn't interfere with that digestive window. The sources recommend about a 20 to 30-minute gap before you consume anything else.
23 minutes is when it's fully in your bloodstream.
Exactly. Ready to be used.
Okay, so in terms of daily dosing, let's give the listeners some clear guidelines.
It's weight-based. For general maintenance, if you're under 120 pounds, the recommendation is 7 tablets, or about 7 grams of the powder, once a day.
And over 120 pounds?
10 tablets, or 10 grams, once a day.
You can't really overdose, but the research suggested that anything over about 30 grams a day is probably just wasted, right?
Yeah, the body can only utilize so much for synthesis at any one time.
The story about the power of replenishment was fascinating. The host of that one study, a vegetarian, he gained 12 pounds of lean body mass in 1 year after starting.
It just speaks to how widespread these hidden deficiencies really are.
And what about the time frame for results?
Well, some people, like the triathlete, feel it in weeks. For others, a good marker is faster growing hair and nails. But generally, you should allow about 3 months to really feel a foundational difference.
So what does this all mean? The paradigm shift here is viewing AA supplementation, especially in this efficient ratio, not as a niche tool for bodybuilders.
But as a critical foundational health strategy for daily maintenance. In a world where our guts are compromised and our environments are toxic, our ability to digest is often just broken.
And this kind of direct supplementation becomes necessary by default. The goal isn't just to avoid getting sick. It's to keep the body's natural functions, repair, detox, mood stability running optimally.
Okay, so here's the final provocative thought for you to chew on. Researchers at USC did a study on aging. They gave this type of AA blend to 60-year-olds.
Right.
And they found that those older participants could synthesize protein just as efficiently as 20-year-olds. The cell doesn't get old or retarded in its function. It just needs the right building blocks delivered in the right balance.
That's it.
So the question for you is this. If the only difference between 20-year-old and 60-year-old protein synthesis is adequate, balanced building blocks, are you waiting for a problem to appear before you give your body the essential tools it so clearly needs to function optimally right now?
Hello, and welcome to all our wonderful visitors and subscribers here at Vitalage Wellness. We want to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude for your continued support. Your presence here means a lot to us, and it's because of you that we're able to keep creating and sharing content that we hope makes a positive impact on your wellness journey.
If you've been enjoying the content, we kindly ask you to help us spread the word. Please continue to like, share, and comment on our posts. Your engagement not only helps us reach more people, but also allows us to better understand what topics you enjoy and find valuable.
We've heard from some of you that notifications might not be coming through as expected. So if you haven't already, please make sure you're fully subscribed and have notifications turned on. This way you won't miss any of our future videos. We completely understand how this can happen, and we truly appreciate your understanding and patience as we work to improve. Thank you again for being part of the Vitalage Wellness community. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to continuing this journey with you.